This Chalk Talk is brought to you by the Professional Excellence Program, a partnership between DFACS Education and Training and Georgia State University School of Social Work. What would the picture look like if the caregivers and children that we serve had everything they needed? What part can we play in making that happen? Now that we've identified the red flags in the caregiver-child relationship, let's focus on support services and best practices for supporting caregivers.
Give me an S!
This S reminds us of two important words we need to keep in mind when we're working to support caregivers: schedule and sensitivity. Schedule visits to the caregiver's home more often, following through until an issue or problem is resolved. The increased visits convey concern and partnership with the caregiver. For the child, visit at the home or at the school. These increased visits express concern and compassion to the child. Be sensitive to the personal stressors that the caregiver may be experiencing, such as job loss or financial hardship. Be sensitive to the personal stressors that the child is experiencing, such as separation from family, friends, and familiar surroundings. They often have to become quickly acclimated to new environments, such as a foster home or school, and all the rules that are associated with each. A sense of loss of control or the tension between foster and biological families may make it more difficult. More sensitivity as you speak to the child will be helpful to find answers and ways to support.
Give me a U!
Understand and offer support to the caregiver and child's own personal viewpoint of the concerns and problems they face. Sometimes caregivers need a listening ear or may just need to vent to someone who understands. Don't take it personal when they vent. And children are often correct in their views of a situation. In lending an ear, you may see ways to support that you didn't see clearly before.
Give me a P.
This P reminds us that providing services is one of the most important tasks we have for our caregivers and children. Provide information and referrals to caregivers and children regarding programs and services that may be beneficial. Caregiver services may include counseling, parent aids, homestead services, child care, and referrals to community providers. And for children, referrals may be made for individual and family counseling, for intensive family intervention services, educational support, behavior aids, sports programs, after-school programs, and referrals to community providers.
Give me a P!
The other P may remind us to participate in decision-making and to provide financial assistance for caregivers. It's important to allow caregivers to have input in plans and decisions about the child. Allow the children to give input into the plans and decisions that are being made about their own lives. Ensure caregivers receive accurate reimbursement in a timely manner, and request financial assistance in accordance with DFACS policies.
Give me an O!
The O is a good reminder that we need to have open and clear communication with caregivers and children. Do not make promises that you can't keep or control with caregivers or children. Ensure caregivers understand DFACS's expectations and the permanency plan for the child in their care. Discuss the expectations and share with the caregiver how you can help. Ensure that the child understands their permanency plan and keep them aware of any changes. Make sure the child is clear on what is expected of them, including their behavior, academic performance, or discussion regarding an ILP plan, if appropriate. Inform caregivers of any new policy requirements. The O can also remind you that we need to orient children to new homes and placements. Never just drop a child off, but prepare them for their new placement and encourage them to ask questions. Follow up with the child the day after they are placed to see how things are going, and make it a priority to stay in close contact with them during this transition.
Give me an R.
R represents many ways we can give support to caregivers and children. It reminds us to return calls promptly within 24 hours. It is also a prompt to respect the caregiver's time. Be on time for appointments and call if you're running late. For children, R may represent regular contact with family and friends. Ensure that children maintain the important connections in their lives. Discuss any disruptions or loss of an important connection with therapeutic providers to assist the child with coping effectively. Also, it's a reminder to respect the child's feelings. Listen to the child and refrain from minimizing the child's thoughts and feelings. And finally, be sure to encourage caregiver respite. Providing an interval of rest and relief can go a long way in restoring a caregiver's ability to meet the child's needs. Encourage them to team up with others in their community to provide a break to refresh themselves.
Give me a T.
T is for training. Ensure caregivers receive training they need. Several options are available. Impact training models and other trainings that provide the caregiver with skills and techniques that are beneficial to the support they provide the children in their care. Partner with community organizations to offer specialized caregiver training. Offer caregivers brochures and resource information that address any concern they have. Work with the resource development to identify and locate caregiver training opportunities. T is also a reminder that we need to talk to the children, engage them, and talk with them about their feelings and concerns, not only about their placement, but about their school, their social connections, their future, their hopes, dreams, and goals. From this Part 2 Chalk Talk, we hope that you have gained more confidence as you address the needs for ongoing support for caregivers of children in foster care, and that in discussing and implementing new ways to support these caregivers and children, that you will recognize the impact of that support on child safety and well-being in the work you do with Georgia's families.